as we know, Assam is also a state in India where on the large scale tea is grown. Best quality of tea is produced here. There are so many tea gardens spread throughout the field. Now this place where there is a tea fields is near above the hills, above the mountains, or by the side of the roads too. Now this story starts with a walk with the two boys, one named Pranjal and others Razi. Both are teenagers. They read in Delhi. Pranjal's father is the manager of the tea garden. And so, Pranjal invited his friend Razi to spend his summer vacation in Assam. Because Assam is also a good place for visitors. This place will satisfy the visitors, satisfy the eyes of the visitors with its greenery scene. Razi was also anxious to know about the Assam and about the tea. They started their journey in a train. There were so many passengers in the compartment, in the bogie. A vendor means the person who sells his articles by moving hither and thither. They are considered as the vendor. You can see the vendors on the platform too. They sell their goods by keeping their goods in a basket, moving hither and thither. It means a vendor came in that very compartment and uttered a sound, chai garam, chai garam. They came near the window and asked the vendor to offer them 2 cups of tea. They sipped chuski. They sipped the hot tea. A steaming was coming out from the tea. And everyone in the compartment was taking tea at that time. Rajiv said to his friend, whether it is known to you, nearly 80 crores people in India take tea in the morning. Wow! Exclaimed Rajiv. He exclaimed with this news that most of the people in India are taking tea. Really, it is so popular. Really, tea is so popular in India. This was the cause of his exclamation. The train started from the station. Come out of the station. Pranjal was very fond of reading detective stories. He engaged himself in reading the detective story. On the other hand, his friend Rajiv sat near the window of the compartment and started looking at the beautiful scene and scenery of that very place. Although Rajiv was also fond of detective story, but this time it was a great fun for him to look at the scene scenery of that very area. And it was representing a good scenery, beautiful scene. Everywhere there was a green and greenish scene. Rajiv had never seen in his life such type of green. And green paddy. Green paddy is also grown here. And after the green paddy, now they started from the tea garden, tea bushes. Really, Rajiv was looking outside through the window. It was representing a good look to him. It was a magnificent, grand view for him. There were tea bushes in a dense woody forest. The plants of the tea were not so tall. Every time there will be a streaming for giving them a proper shape. Dwarfing the teeny tree, plants were tall and sturdy. But after some distance, he saw a building that was not a good building, it was an ugly building. And from that building, a smoke was coming out through the chimneys. It means a smoke was coming out of the tall chimney that was in the house. Now from there, the tea garden started. When Rajiv saw the tea garden, he exclaimed, "Hey, see the tea garden." Really? Pranjal did not notice his words because he was engaged himself in studying the detective book. Or he had been brought up in this situation for a long period. So this place was very familiar to him. Now they started talking about the tea. Now Rajiv said there are some reasons behind it, production of the tea. Really, who was the person who discovered the tea? And there are some tales hidden behind it. One tale that is related to this tea was the Chinese emperor who used to drink hot tea every morning. Who used to drink hot water. The Chinese emperor used to drink hot water every day. One day, few leaves of the tea fell under the pot in which water was boiling. When the emperor drank He found it was too delicious. And it is said there was the tea leaves that was in the pot of the Chinese empire. Another legend. Now, besides this, there is also a Indian story, Indian history. It belongs Indian story. It has Buddhi Dharma. The Buddhist monk had cut his eyelid because he was not concentrated himself in meditation. During meditation, he became sleepy, and so he cut his eyelids, and the eyelids there on his eyelids, and 10 tea plants grew. 10 tea plants grew out of the eyelids. When the leaves of these plants put in water, hot water, drank, exile, vanish, sleepy mood. It is said that at first it was drunk in China. In fact, really chai is and the chini are from Chinese. Chai and chini are the words that have been taken from China. Tea came to Europe only in the 16th century and was drunk more as medicine than a beverage packet. Now the train was running on the track. It stopped on the station. Mariani station it stopped. And on this station, the two boys had to got off from the train. They collected their luggage and get down from the train on the platform where Rajiv's father was waiting for him. Now, hastily they were going towards Dakiawari, where Dakiawari is the place where Pranjal's father was working as a manager in the tea company. And after an hour later, now it was discovered that a car was moving on the road. At the same time, a truck with its trailer was crossing the road. His father slowed down his vehicles and allowed to pass the tractor. On this very trolley, the tea leaves were laden. He said, this such type of tea leaves are very tasty and very delicious, and it is famous all over the world. Really, the leaves were the new birds, in the form of the new birds, and such type of birds were taken or plucked by the members, by the workers of the tea garden, who had also a basket on his back, and he carried this leaf to the place where it is grown, it is made, it was going to be made in the tea form. Rajiv was so interested in that very case that he never talked about another thing. So his father asked him, it seems that you have already prepared your home assignment. He agreed with this suggestion. Yeah, Really, he had already performed his home assignment of the summer vacation. Really, he wanted more and more about the Assam Tea Company. That's why the reason he came from Delhi to know the Assam and to identify the tea garden. And really, the tea garden is very famous in Assam. Not in Assam, it is all over in the world. It is very Assam of the tea is famous in the world. And now Rajiv was convinced with the suggestion of Pranjal's father that really it was a good drinking thing. That's all.